Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter Show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We got a great show for you today, and if you want to call in, 570-530-8316. Let's get it started. Manchester, England, DAZN. Jack Catterall versus Harlem Eubank, 12 rounds. Jack Catterall wins a technical decision over Harlem Eubank by the scores of 69-65, 69-66 twice. And, look, man, overall, Catterall was able to dictate the pace. He was able to pick up an easy decision win. The fight was stopped in the seventh due to an accidental headbutt that opened up a cut on Catterall's eye. Harlem Eubank, I'll be honest, I mean, I know you were pretty high on him coming in. I didn't think that much of him, I'll be honest with you. When I saw him, he was completely, I thought he was being outclassed there. He looked nervous. He looked, he did a lot of moving. He did a lot of like fainting, moving, and
wasted motion. A lot of wasted motion.
Just complete waste of motion, man.
Wasted motion,
He wasn't, and it's not like he was biting on anything. You know what I mean? It's not like Catterall was biting on any of those feints or anything. The hand going up, trying to, you know, working with the jab, trying to, and he wasn't throwing anything.
Yeah, he
didn't do anything, man. I don't know if you could chalk this up to nerves, what it was, because this was, I think, his first big fight.
Yes.
And yeah, he just didn't show up, man.
I figured he was getting Catterall at the right time. That's what I figured, but apparently it wasn't the right time.
No.
He had a hard time gauging his distance, had a hard time getting off. He was reaching with everything, and Jack Catterall can come forward when he wants to, but he's also a very, very cagey, crafty counterpuncher, as we saw.
Very good. Very elusive, you know.
Yeah, and it looked to me, not only was Eubank jittery, he was overly apprehensive and concerned about getting countered, right? Because he was throwing a very pensive jab, wasn't stepping in hard with it.
Nope.
Looked very unsure of himself, like he lacked confidence in there, right? And he was only throwing one jab at a time, wasn't doubling it up, wasn't really getting creative with it. It was just basically just powering it out there, you know, throwing a ticky-tack jab, and it was just very ineffective. It was a really, really uneventful fight. It wasn't entertaining at all. The card was not one of the best.
The card was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't an entertaining card. Even Turki Alalshikh tweeted out, "This isn't a Tom and Jerry type fight. This is a Jerry type fight," meaning both guys were doing nothing.
And that's bad when the money man calls you out.
So when you got Turki Alalshikh, who's got some stake in DAZN, calling you out like that, that means you may not get the call to go up to Saudi or do a Riyadh season card, right?
And those Riyadh season cards, that's where the money is. That's where the money is, Beat.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. So,
and I'll tell you what, I didn't see anything wrong with Catterall's performance. I thought Catterall did what he was going to do. Catterall does what he always does.
Yeah, he fights a very methodical fight. He fights in spurts. He's not a guy that really, really brings a lot of volume either. So in order for him to look really, really entertaining, he needs to be pushed. And this was not the guy who was going to push him. You know, a lot of people were telling me, "Beeb, this guy's not what you think he is, this, that, and the third." And they were right, man, because I only gave him one round.
He wasn't ready for prime time. He wasn't even close, man. He wasn't even close.
Not at all.
Yeah, I thought, and I heard you hyping this guy up and everything, and I'm like, I've never seen him fight. I really have. Never watched him fight.
I thought he was decent. Yeah, I thought he was a decent fighter, but as they always say, there is levels to this, and this was not his level, apparently.
Well, and it's it's a tough lesson. I mean, so where does Harlem go from here? I mean, he's got to rebuild, but what you saw last night.
Yeah.
Because what is he? He's like 20 wins, or what is let me see if we
he's
on box right.
He's got I think he's like 21-1 now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Box reg.
Yeah, he's 21-1. He's got 9 knockouts. Not a huge puncher.
Yeah, he's not a big puncher.
And even though,
oh Lord,
this was though this,
look at his opposition. His opposition, like, come on, man.
Even though this was a step up, and he was a 2-1 underdog in this fight. Even if he were to lose this fight, he needed to look somewhat decent, and this was not a good showing where people are going to say, "I want to see this kid again."
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, and
one thing losing, but it's how you lose.
Yeah, well, Gavin's Ghost have brought up Turki's got a habit of talking about the fighters more than a few fighters. I'll be honest with you. I know I don't like when he does that. I don't. I just, look, man, you're either going to be like professional and you know what I mean? You're not going to criticize your own talent. I don't like that. Take it behind closed doors. You want to criticize them.
Yeah.
But I mean, how it is now, man, everybody's just going to social media.
You know what it reminds me of? Larry Merchant's working for HBO.
Yeah.
He's interviewing Bernard Hopkins after the fight. And he's saying to Bernard Hopkins, well, why are you fighting a junior middleweight? You're defending the middleweight title versus junior middleweight. Larry, HBO bought the fight. The person, the entity who you work for bought the fucking fight. You have a problem with this fight. Talk to your bosses. They were the ones that paid the rights fee for the fight. So you're sitting there shitting on a fight that you're commentating on. Like, why?
They're paying you.
That's kind of similar to what Turki Alalshikh's doing.
Yeah.
Like, you own stake in DAZN, and they're your outlet primarily when you do. Basically, they're your outlet, right? Because you do Queensberry shows, you do Eddie Hearn shows, you do Golden Boy shows, right? So all of the cards you broadcast them on DAZN, but yet you're shitting on a DAZN fight. So it's like, why shoot yourself in the foot?
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's like being a car dealer and telling people in the showroom, all these cars suck, don't buy them.
Right. But if you're going to buy one, this would be the one to buy, but it still sucks.
Yeah. Stupid.
Yeah, I get that, man. Ohio owns Eric Georgie Forgy. All right. Good
That's
stuff.
hilarious.
So as far as Harlem Eubank goes, from what we saw last night, babe, let me ask you, from everything that we saw last night, can he step up? Can he get to this level? Because I looked at him last night, and I'll be honest, I don't see it.
Well,
I don't see it. I think there's definitely a cap on where he goes, and
yes.
I think that cap on where he goes was last night.
Yes.
You got a guy here with what, 20 fights?
Yeah.
Something like that. He had 20 fights.
21 fights, yeah.
Major step up last night, and you got blown out. It wasn't even close. The fight was not close.
And also, too, you were supposedly getting Jack Catterall at the right time. This was a guy who was kind of on the dip a little bit, right? And
31, yeah.
Yeah. And coming off of, Jack Catterall wasn't really supposed to lose. With all due respect, I was shocked when he lost to Arnold Barboza. Arnold Barboza is a decent fighter, but he's not a type. I thought Jack Catterall going in was a much better fighter than Arnold
monster
Barboza.
favorite. Should have been a monster favorite,
And even against Pro Grays, I thought Jack Catterall put on a great performance too. But he, it was a little tough early on for him in that fight. So because of the style Jack Catterall has, where he fights in spurts and he doesn't have a high output, he just nicks the rounds. And we already talked about that. When you fight in a style where the rounds are close, you run the risk of just eking out rounds. You could be on the other end of it. So he has a type of style where, these fights are going to be close. They're going to be split decisions, majority decisions. Yeah. He just never really dominates. Even in the second Josh Taylor fight, I had him winning that fight 8-4, but Taylor came on a little bit. So he's a great fight. He's a very good fighter, but he's always in nip and tuck fights. Guess what?
Yeah.
This was not a nip and tuck fight.
No.
This is not a nip and tuck fight.
No.
So you have to ask yourself about Harlem Eubank. Was this just a case of nerves, or can he do better? Or as you said, maybe you may be right here, this is just what he is, right? He's at that level. The guys he was fighting before, that's his level, and he can't go up to the next level.
Yeah, I think so. You know what I think would be a good fight? I would think that like maybe Teofimo or something like that with Catterall and Teofimo maybe.
I wouldn't mind it.
Just because, like I said, Teo doesn't look like he wants to fight anybody major now because he's got something going on or whatever his things are going on, because he had a fight with Devin Haney that he pulled out of, and they were ready to make that fight.
Yeah,
Everybody around the table
crazy.
was ready to make that fight.
Crazy
After you called for it.
Yeah.
You called for the fight. He
Crazy
said,
he didn't
okay,
take that
let's
fight.
do it. You said no. You backed out. Stop. All right. But like, you know, you get that, and it's like, all right, well, I would like to see Teo fight, you know, Catterall, because why not? You know
That's
what I
not
mean?
a
You're
bad
not going to
fight.
fight anybody big. Why not fight this dude? He's still dangerous. He's still a good fighter. You should win the fight. I think Teo should win the fight.
He would be favored. Yeah, definitely be favored. I would pick him
favored, sure, but
I'd pick him to fight.
Yeah, but you don't know. You know, it's still a good fight. I think it's still a good fight, especially with Catterall.
Catterall is a very skillful guy. I like Catterall.
He is, but he is on the slide though.
Yeah, he's on the dip a bit.
Yeah, he's on that, man. And like I said, as far as where Catterall goes from here, listen, he won the fight. He won it convincingly. I don't know, but I think they're probably going to lobby. Harlem Eubank's team is going to lobby for a rematch here.
Possibly, yeah.
For what? You lost every round, man.
He seems to think he got robbed, and it's like, nah.
Come on, man. You know, your team's got to take your side, and your people that hype you up will say, "Oh yeah, you were robbed. Definitely won that fight." But your manager and stuff like that has got to take your side. Look, man, we didn't do what we thought we were going to do here.
The problem is when you're in a fight and you clearly lost the fight, but then you're trying to convince yourself that you didn't lose the fight. How are you going to correct the mistakes you made if you didn't think you made any mistakes? Let's get that down.
What's that? Oh, the big text and hi, Beep. Sorry I'm late. Sending you hugs.
Let's get that down. Let's get
that down. All right. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. Shout out to Big Texan, but get that down. All right. So, yeah. So,
sweating now. Look at him. Wow. Oh, man.
Let's get that down, please.
He's
shivering thinking about what could happen if that was. But like, what are we doing here? But
shivering like in a good way, or
no, not in a good way. But yeah. So if he's gonna lie to himself or delude himself into thinking that he won that fight, then how can he improve moving forward? That's the thing.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about Joe Cordina against Jarrett Gonzalez-Quiroz. Cordina wins a unanimous decision, 98-92, 99-91, and 100-90. Quiroz was he was fighting. He was doing a good job. He was trying to, he was trying in there. He just was not on the level. Like you said, there's levels to this. And and I think in both those, the main and the co-main kind of showed you that.
Cordina is a real sharp, quick, explosive puncher, very accurate puncher, knows how to place those punches very well. He's really, really a good fighter. He's a solid fighter. And this was just him having his way with Quiroz, and it was a very one-sided fight. But again, it was a good effort, and because it was a good effort, it wasn't a horrible fight. It was just a one-sided fight. Like it wasn't a fight that was a snoozer. It was Quiroz was trying to come forward. He was trying to make the fight, but he just didn't have the tools to do so. He didn't have the weapons, didn't have the arsenal to do so. He was outgunned. He was outgunned in this fight.
Very much. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Overall, the card, man, wasn't great. But 4th of July cards usually aren't.
That's just a very uneventful card. The card next week, we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact,
I'm really looking forward to that card.
Let's go ahead and get into it because that was pretty much the action this weekend. Let's go to the upcoming fights here. July 11th, New York on Netflix. Katie Taylor versus Amanda. Who cares? Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano for Taylor's undisputed women's welterweight champion, junior welterweight championship.
Yeah,
this is the third.
I'm with you on this one. I'm with you on this one, Eric.
3. Okay. Taylor's won 2 straight.
Yes.
Why do we need to see a third?
You don't need it.
What do we need? What unfinished business do you possibly have here? None. None. She's got your formula, son. She's got your ticket. There is no rivalry here.
We don't
when
need
somebody has beaten you twice and you haven't beaten them at all, there is no rivalry. None.
We do not need it.
And I guess they just make a lot of money with these fights, or they make some more money, than, 2 girls fighting. This is an all-chick card, though. So
it's an all-woman card, that's right. Yeah,
yeah, Alicia Baumgartner in the co-main versus Jennifer Miranda. Again, unless they're fighting in Jello or something like that, I'm not interested. Savannah Marshall versus Shadeja Green. Chantel Cameron versus Jessica.
It's not a bad one.
Really?
Most people would not think it's a bad, but you have
really
standards.
Come on, man.
It's not your.
Come on, son.
It's not your cup of tea. It's not your cup of tea.
Bruce Gass says this card just put on a bunch of well-known women boxers on the same card. He's right. The only thing missing is Shields. That's it.
Right.
That's it. Come on.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even know that I'm gonna watch this.
I know you're not. You know you're not gonna watch it.
Yeah, I don't know that I will, man. It's on Netflix. It's free. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
You may watch it because what else are you gonna do? It's at night. What else are you gonna do?
The only thing missing is the baby oil.
Whoa!
Did you hear? He got off, man. Believe that.
Are you surprised?
I'm shocked.
Why?
I am shocked he got off.
Since when is watching your girlfriend bang a prostitute a crime, man? Come on.
You got a point there. Anywho, that's why I'm not a lawyer. But yeah, man, I thought for sure.
Didn't I tell you he was going to get off?
Well, he's got 2 charges, but the big charges, they could have sent him up the river for life.
Can I tell you something else? If he appeals those charges, he'll probably win too. He'll probably win those charges on appeal.
He's going to appeal them anyway. If he goes to jail, he's going to appeal them. But I wouldn't be surprised now. I tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if they sentence him to just like time served.
That's very possible.
But
because generally, when you're convicted of that, like the average sentence of that is like 17 to 21 months. He's already got that. Yeah. Yeah. So,
but now he could stack them. Now the judge could be, a dick and stack them. 10 years and 10 years. And run them consecutive.
He may get. I think the most he'll get is 3 years. I'm guessing he's probably going to get either 2 years or maybe time served.
I would. It's a max of 10 years. Tony Ayo says it's a max of 10 years.
Yeah, he won't get that. He won't get that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends
We don't.
I'll tell you this. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you the only reason I vote the other way, right, and that he's gonna get a longer term, and in not time served, is that judge wouldn't denied that bail. That's a big deal.
But then the judge did say, right? This is what the judge said, that me denying bail is going to have nothing to do with the sentencing. But you don't know what this judge, you could tell this judge was rooting for a conviction, in my opinion. You could tell.
Well, if that's the case, then he will hike that sentence.
But think about this, right? Ray Rice, and again, I'm not condoning what happened. Ray Rice in an elevator knocks her out cold. Yep. Drags her out of the elevator unconscious, right? And he has to go to anger management. And after he completes the anger management, they drop the charges against him. And that was 3rd-degree domestic assault and violence.
That was vicious,
right?
That was vicious.
Where were the feds there raiding his house? Right. Dr. Dre throws D. Barnes down a flight of stairs. He gets probation.
Yeah,
we can go down the list. So again, they had it out for him, but it is what it is,
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
This is a win for the justice system. You can't weaponize it anymore. I'm fucking tired of this.
What's the matter with you? Get a hold of yourself.
I'm sorry.
What's the matter with you? It's a family show.
Going up on a tangent. I got to calm down.
What's the matter with
Acting like I was on trial.
July 12th, Queens, New York, on DAZN. This is it. Edgar Berlanga versus Hamza Shiraz. That's a good fight. That's a real good fight. 12 rounds middleweights. Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. 12 rounds for Shakur's WBC lightweight title. Alberto Puello versus Subriel Matias. 12 rounds for Puello's WBC junior welterweight title. And David Morrell versus Iman Katayev. 12 rounds light heavyweights. These are good fights.
Good fights.
These are all good fights.
Really good fights. There's not a bad fight on this card.
No, these are all good. These are all good. Let's see here. July 12th, El Paso, Texas, on DAZN. Stephanie Hahn versus.
You're not watching it.
No, I'm not watching it. Now, what is this? A Golden Boy card? Abraham Perez versus Angel Mesa Morales. Jorge Tovar.
Robbie will probably know.
That's got to be a Golden Boy card.
Yeah, we'll ask Robbie when he comes on. He'll probably know.
I don't even know. They put that on TV.
It's crazy.
Also on DAZN from Orlando on July 12th. Jurgen Hovhannissian versus Chris Thomas, 10 rounds heavyweights. Angel Barrientos, friend of the show, versus Jorge de Jesus Romero, 10 rounds junior featherweights. Not bad, not bad. I want to see Barrientos fight, but then I'll probably change the channel. Let's see what else there is. Oh, and then July 19th coming up.
Yeah, I love that fight.
Big fight. You like the Manny Pacquiao Mario Barrios fight? You were talking about the Usyk Dubois fight, right?
Correct. But you know what's funny? I was watching the show that they had to build up the, what do they call those things? The fight camp 360s, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When they go into both fighters' camps, and I think that the promotion for that fight is pretty good. I'm rooting for Pacquiao, man. I really am.
Well, I think everybody is. I mean,
Pacquiao is a legitimate nice guy. You know why you could tell he's a nice guy? Because he never talks about all of the good things he does. Like other people talk about what he does.
Yes.
I hear people have said in his home in the Philippines, like all poor people come to his house all the time, and he'll just give them money so they don't hang around his house all day. Like he literally gives poor people money, just gives it to them.
That's why he's still fighting. That's why he's still fighting. Are you kidding me?
That was uncalled for. Come on.
I heard he gave away tons.
But you know what else I heard too? I heard the Philippine government has bodyguards for him at his home and stuff. Like he gets treated like he's royalty over there, which I understand.
Yeah, absolutely royalty. Except by the IRS over there. They were coming for his taxes and everything. That's what they was doing. Take
it easy. Why do you got to hear that out?
I'm just saying.
I'm trying to have a moment here, and you have to stomp on it, please.
I'm just saying that's
you're worse than that weasel that's going to come on in a couple minutes.
Oh, that's cold-blooded, man. You're a cold fish. It's cold fish, man. Don't understand. All right, let's go ahead and bring Robbie on. 530, you're live. Robert, what's the word?
Hello, guys. How are you?
What's up there, Bobo? How you doing there, Bobo?
I'm doing all right, but the name is Robert, of course.
I can give you the nicknames if I want, please. So let me ask you a question.
Anyway, All right.
There is a rumor going around because we talked about baby oil earlier in the show. It's true. There is a rumor going around that you have a baby oil fetish. Is that true?
Eric.
When you were on those OnlyFans accounts, right? Or when you are watching X videos.
I don't do any of those.
Curious. I like X videos.
How many bottles of baby oil?
Gotta be honest.
Do you go through? Just tell us. I'm curious.
I don't do any of those. Thank you. Next subject.
All right. Justice asks, is Robbie still working for ICE?
Yeah, you're still working for ICE part-time, I heard.
And no, I wouldn't want that job either. Believe me.
Robbie, you watching the Netflix card next week?
Yes, yes, I will be.
You gonna watch all those chicks fight?
Yes, Mom likes all the girls fight, but
Oh, does she?
she'll be watching.
Mrs. Herrick
Yeah.
watches the girls
all right.
fights. Can she come on next week and do a recap with us?
It depends on how she feels, Joe.
Wow, you're not slamming the door on that suggestion. I love
Not
it.
bad. Not bad. I love it. I love that Miss Herrick watches the fights.
Tell her if she comes
love
on,
that.
I'll give her a gift certificate to Applebee's, man.
They don't go to Applebee's
no,
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
Joe.
God.
She only watches the girls fight. So.
Who are you rooting for today in the big soccer game, Robert?
The United States, of course.
There you go.
Yeah. And that'll be on Fox, by the way. So
I heard
everybody can choose.
I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. Did you actually sell out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. to ICE?
No, but somebody sure the hell did. Somebody sure the hell did, man. He got a. You know, now this may be ridiculous, but had he won the fight, would they have left him alone?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Well, when you
He's wanted. I mean, he's got some serious charges in Mexico.
He's been arrested here for possession of assault weapons.
Yeah,
I know.
He had a sawed-off assault weapon, man. I mean,
yeah, where are you going with that sawed-off shotgun?
You're not licensed to carry, and then you got a DUI charge on you too. I mean, and then the president of Mexico has you under extradition.
Yeah.
Got a warrant out there.
Did he marry Chapo's daughter?
Yeah,
they're saying that his wife is allegedly connected to the
it's his daughter. That's Chapo's daughter.
Sinaloa cartel or something like that.
El Chapo's son.
Yeah, he overstayed they said he overstayed his visa and he lied on his green card application. What do you think he lied about? Do you have any arrests or felonies?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm clean.
Yeah, so and then you got Ellie Ball. Then you got Ellie Ball back. Ellie Ballsack is on like
he's a very nice guy.
He's on
come on.
He's being interviewed on like Live Now Fox or something, saying, "Oh, he's an upstanding great." Bro, I mean, he's got charges on him. What are you doing here?
Oh, you were just over here pulling for Diddy just a minute ago. Talking about his charges don't mean anything.
Diddy's got a clean record.
Now
Diddy's got a clean record.
All of a sudden, the Mexican comes on. And
Diddy's got a clean record. Why are you hating on the black
Diddy can
man?
stay.
Why are you hating on the black man? He got convicted of the white slave.
Black man. What are you talking about?
He got convicted of the White Slave Act. The Mann Act is the same act they convicted John Jackson.
He's on a roll today, Eric.
Georgie, just to how far my beloved Ringside Reporter has become.
Anyway, let's get on to boxing here. As far as yesterday's fights go, I don't want to see a rematch of that. Eubank didn't do anything to deserve a rematch. I didn't give him a round. I think Catterall will wind up fighting the winner of Lewis Crocker and Patty Donovan. They're supposed to fight for the vacant IBF title, and I think he'll get the winner of that. I think that's what's going to happen there. And Joe Cordina, he looks okay, and they're going to try and fight the winner of the Sam Noakes Mason fight coming up because they're going to fight soon for that vacant title. So, that's what I think those two are doing. As far as the July 12th card, I'm picking Shiraz to beat Berlanga. I've never been really impressed with Edgar Berlanga, and I'd like to see him.
It's 16 first-round knockouts.
Yeah, and you don't learn anything when you do that. You don't learn anything when you do that. And I would like to see Stevenson beat Cepeda, but I'm worried about Stevenson's hand. seems like lately, whenever he fights anybody, afterwards he always complains about his hands. And I don't know if Zepeda punches the way he always does. I don't know if Stevenson's going to be able to compete with that. I would like to see Stevenson win, but I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to handle Zepeda if he's got problems with his hands. I wish we had a definitive answer on that.
You think
on how his hands are?
You're favoring Zepeda in this fight?
No, I want to see Stevenson win, but if Stevenson has hand trouble, then Zepeda could win this fight. That's what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is you're favoring Stevenson, but you don't think it's going to be a walk in the park.
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Right.
I think Matias will win that fight also. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to beat Whale. All those fights are going to be very good. I'm looking forward to that card. I am definitely looking forward to that card.
Yeah, it's a good card. It really is.
The problem I have is I just didn't like how Zepeda looked in those Tevin Farmer fights. I was surprised.
Joe, I don't either. He should have handled Farmer a lot better than what he did.
Split decision and a majority decision. Those fights were just very close. Got knocked down in one of them. And no disrespect to Tevin Farmer, but we just saw what happened to him weeks ago.
Exactly.
And, he's a solid guy, but
B, who do you like in the Shiraz fight?
I like Shiraz. I like Shiraz. Yeah.
I think it's going to be better than what we're thinking. I think I like.
I hope
Shiraz
you're right.
too.
I hope you're right. I hope it's a competitive, tough.
And
fight.
I think I'll tell you what. I think Shakur walks over Zepeda.
Oh, I think he's going to beat him easily. I don't think he knocks him out. I don't think
he's not going to knock trouble. I think it's going to be a will-o'-the-wisp kind of fight for him, where he's not going to put himself in any danger. He's not going to get the guy in any danger.
Robbie makes a good point, though. I mean, you got a guy in Zepeda who's going to try to make the fight. I don't see Zepeda going into survival mode in this fight. I don't see him giving up. One thing I got to give Zepeda credit for, even when he's having a tough time in there, he never is dejected. He continues to. He never gets dejected or discouraged. He continues to come forward. He continues to throw punches, even when he's not looking great.
Yeah,
his punch output is still high. His effort is still high.
They made this fight, I think, for that very reason, because they know he's not going to go anywhere.
I don't think this fight will be a stinker, Eric, to be honest with you.
You think it's going to be good, huh?
I don't think Zepeda will allow this fight to be a stinker. And we see sometimes when guys do come at Shakur, he's a good counterpuncher. So if he's going to be a stick and move counterpuncher, he's going to take the half step back, pop, and then just step off, half step back and off to the side. This can be this could be like a Floyd Mayweather type fight. We'll see. But Robbie does make another good point. His hands are kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, maybe.
I'm concerned about Eric because his last few fights, after each fight, he's got a victory, but the first thing he talks about, I had a good performance, but I got a hand problem. He said that after the last 3 or 4 fights.
Yeah, he's complained about injuries. He complained about the injury against Dos Santos too. He was injured there. He was injured in his last fight. So, he's starting to break down a little bit. That's what I'm getting from what he's saying.
So I definitely think Zepeda's got a shot here because let's face it, if Stevenson was completely healthy, it did not have any hand issues. It would be a walk in the park for Stevenson because he's levels above what Zepeda would be at. But because of his injury history and the fact that he always has hand issues and the way Zepeda punches constantly throughout a fight, I just don't know. You're not going to see no track meet in this one. You know how Stevenson likes to go into survival mode when he fights against certain people. The De Los Santos fight was a perfect example. He ran around for 12 rounds, but I don't know if you're going to see Stevenson be able to do that in this fight because of the way Zepeda fights.
Yeah, I think I hope I'm wrong. I think Stevenson walks him. I think it's a unanimous decision. 9-3.
You think it's gonna be like a 9-3, 9-3,
Yep.
10-2 type fight?
Yep. I really do think so.
No, I hope it's a lot better than that, Eric. I'd be disappointed if it's 9-3, 10-2.
Well, we're
I
all
want
hoping it's better, but
I heard Robbie's going to be putting like a couple sheets on that fight, man. How much you betting, Robbie? Like about 2 sheets on that fight?
No, I wouldn't bet on that fight. No, that's not a fight to bet on.
Right.
I would, because of the bookies, I would bet more money on Shiraz, because I bet you Berlanger's going to be considered the favorite. Shiraz would be the one I'd bet on.
Yeah, Fight Doctor, I agree with you. Stevenson wins in a track meet, 100%. I agree.
Oh, so Turki can talk about Tom and Jerry fights again. We don't want to hear that.
I mean, then stop fighting like that. I mean, that's the thing. And this is what's going to mess him up, is that he won't bring him back. My guess is that if you fight like that a couple of times, you're going to be on the outs, man. He wants fights, man. He wants people that's going to fight. He wants to see fights.
Well,
fights.
Now, I don't know if this is true. I haven't been able to confirm it anywhere, and I've tried to look. I've heard that Canelo has asked Turki to make sure that that's a small ring when he fights Crawford.
I heard that too.
Yeah,
Robert.
I heard that too. But Crawford said he didn't give a shit. He didn't care. Crawford's ready to go.
So, let's face it, guys. One thing we know about Terrence Crawford, he's not going to roll away from anybody.
Yeah, he ain't running. That's for sure. He's gonna stand his ground for sure.
That's right.
All right, Robert, stay on the line with us here real quick.
Okay.
Oh, stop it! What's the matter with you? We're gonna bring him back on for the news here in a minute. All right. So let's go to our news and rumors here. Beeb, I think the big story this week, one of the big stories, obviously, Jake Paul is ranked number 14 in the WBA. That's right, number 14. All the guys in that weight class that were paying their dues, doing the right things, drinking their milk, everything like that.
Taking their vitamins, saying their prayers. Only to get unseated by Jake Paul from Ohio. Horrible. The WBA has received so much backlash on this. They will actually go over the decision in a couple of weeks at their annual meeting, whatever that is. You know how WBC has their annual meeting. They all have their annual thing. But now they're going to go over this ranking that Jake Paul has, number 14. So they're actually thinking about taking it away from him. This is messed up on so many levels. Number one, he should not have been ranked, because unless he wants to fight one of those other guys in one of those top 15, that's fine. But I don't understand, why give it to him and then now take it away? You already gave it to him. You already told us where you stand. And now you're going to have a meeting. Right? To say, hey, were we wrong here? Why not have the meeting before? Why not have the meeting before you do the ratings?
That's my point. You have a meeting before you do the rankings, and you decide to put him there. What's the matter with you?
That's ridiculous.
I don't understand it. Beeb, help me. What do you do? First of all, we all know he's not number 14. Man.
But I have no words for this. It's like, and then they. It's funny when Robert said he'll probably get a WBC ranking, and then I understood where he was coming from, and I thought maybe he could be right there. But then you saw that face-off with him and Zurdo, who's a WBA champion. I said to myself, are they really going to do a fight between him and Zurdo?
No,
that's what I said. Are they really going to do a fight?
No way.
There's no way, right?
There's no way. Zurdo will kill it. Zurdo. Come on, man. That's a world-class fighter. He is a world-class fighter.
You would think
champion.
You would think,
you know how you remember, okay, so you remember how you call people you call anybody who has a belt champion. I go by the belt holder. I call them belt holder if they're not that good. Zurdo is a champion. No question. A lot of people have belts. But would you agree with me, Zurdo is a champion?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, here's a problem.
Oh, here we go. But he was that guy. Listen, he was that guy, could be that guy.
You
again.
can make an argument it's between
Yes.
him and you can't just say it's Opataya.
Oh, no. For sure, no. You know?
There's an argument to be made that those two have to fight to determine who the guy is. Some people will say Opataya is. Again, you and I always have said Zurdo is a good fighter.
Great fighter.
Really is.
Really is. Bivol took him apart. I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? I thought he was the best one in that division. Turns out I was way off.
But Zurdo is better at cruiser than he is light heavyweight. Yeah. Look what he did to Billum Smith. He beat Billum Smith very handily. Billum Smith is a solid guy too.
I agree.
Go ahead, Robert.
And that's the thing. I mean, I think that like I said, with Zurdo, they're not going to put him against Jake Paul. Now, they should absolutely put him against Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Why? Because Zurdo deserves that payday.
Yes.
That's right.
No question.
And I think that's why Oscar would do it, because of the money that he could make. I mean, look, when Jake Paul fought Chavez, it was basically a golden boy card. So, Oscar has this in the back of his mind. But the only reason why I thought that he would get a WBC ranking, I didn't expect a WBA, but the only reason why I thought he'd get a WBC ranking is because of their champion, Body Jack, being like 41 or 42 years old.
Yeah.
I figured that would be the fight that they would give Jake Paul, because Jake Paul said, I want to eventually fight for a title. And I figured that would be the way that they would go. I was surprised by what the WBA did, but I do think that Oscar will try everything he can to get Zurdo in the ring with Jake Paul, just because of the money that can be made.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Golden Boy, you're absolutely pushing that fight. And the WBA, exactly. I guess, and the WBC did not rank him. Am I correct on that? Or the rankings haven't come out?
That's correct.
Yeah, they did not
correct.
rank him. So yeah, man, it's a tough one. It's like a slippery slope here, because as much as you want to see Zurdo get a payday, I don't know. Jake Paul, I tell you what, Jake Paul is a master marketer, is what he is.
But don't you want to see Jake Paul get his comeuppance? Don't you want to see him go in there with the champion?
Absolutely.
No, I root for him. He's from Ohio. What's the matter with you?
Come on.
What's the matter with you? You get it together.
Look who else you rooted for. You rooted for Adrian Broner, and what did he do? You rooted for Jared Anderson. All these people that you were high on that you root for, just because you want to be loyal to Ohio. Where does it get you at the end of the day? Where does it get you at the end of the day?
So rude.
And then LeBron, he leaves you and goes to LA.
LeBron won a title for us, and then he went to LA. He can go wherever he wants.
So why look at the Celtics? We have multiple titles. Why is he just one and done? That's not right.
You guys bought multiple titles.
Well, guys, his next hope, Eric's next hope for an Ohio champion is Abdullah Mason.
Like there was something nefarious going on. No way.
And
Robbie, what are you going on about?
Charles
What are you
I
talking
said
about?
Abdullah Mason is your next hope for Ohio because he's from Cleveland.
Abdullah Mason, stud, man. Yeah, he's very good fighter. Yeah. Very good fighter.
Yeah. So, and then you got Charles Conwell too, Eric.
Yeah,
so
I'm aware.
So those are,
There you go.
So, yeah.
All right. So, Beeb, does Jake Paul get that title shot?
At some point, but not in the near future. That's the way I look at it. At some point, but not in the near future.
There you go. There you go. All right, let's get to the other big news here. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has been deported, or actually in the process of being deported, one of the two. He's so yeah, they picked him up, and Mexico's Attorney General's office said that an arrest warrant against Julio Cesar Chavez was issued in March of 2023. Claudia Sheinbaum actually spoke on this too. If you don't know, she's the president of Mexico. March 22, in an investigation of organized crimes and arms trafficking allegations, and that Mexico initiated extradition proceedings on Thursday. Not good. So I heard this. The first time I heard this, I was like, why are they just deporting this guy? That doesn't make any sense. He's got a house here and everything. Well, the fact that that's why he can't go into Mexico because he's got warrants. and he's also got ties to
he's got a felony conviction too, though, Eric, and he's got a DUI conviction as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a record.
For sure. And listen, I get it. I don't know, but again, he's been arrested here. Is he in Alligator Alcatraz? That I don't know. I would doubt it. That's just me. I probably doubt it. But he is. I think that's it. He's married. He's married. His wife is El Chapo's daughter, I believe. I think. But that's how they juice him in for the Sinaloa cartel. Yeah. Also, there's tons of stories out there of him being like the heavy, like the knockaround guy for those Sinaloa guys, the cartel.
Yep.
This is what I'm reading. Hey guys, if the cartel's listening, I ain't got nothing to do with it. This is all, I got the story from Beeb. All right. So he sent me the story. I'm just reading it. That's it. I love you guys. All right. But look, so yeah, he's got those ties to him and everything like that. So yeah, it's tough, man. And so when he goes to Mexico, he's going to see some time. I would imagine he'll see some time.
Yeah, it's the crazy thing about it is when I first saw it, I'm saying to myself, he was here since I want to say 2001. So he was here for about almost 4 years. What were they doing all that time? I guess he kind of stuck his head out by being in this fight, right? Drew some attention to himself. Eric snitches, man. He's on the payroll. You know that. Eric invites these guys to hey, meet me at the diner. We'll have a nice conversation.
And I got ice waiting for him, boy. They come in there and just.
Then he's got his wire on him. Then he's got ice.
That's right.
He gets driven to the coffee shop in the van with ice is driving him there, and he jumps out the back.
I got to wear a wire. I'm in there asking dumb questions So
where's the drop off?
Right. So you used to work for the cartel, right? Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Let me ask you a question. Where do you keep those weapons that you're smuggling across the border?
I was wondering, where are you going with that sawed-off shotgun? It's
yeah.
Fight doctor says snitches get stitches.
That's right. Yep.
So yeah, he's off and running. I don't think he's an Alligator Alcatraz. And I wonder if he'll see some time out of this, though. To be honest, though, I wonder if he'll see some time out of here because Mexican. I definitely think he will. Because Mexican jails, and not Mexican jails, but Mexico has been pretty corrupt. They have that.
They bribe people. They bribe people. You can get, if you bribe the right people over there, you can get taken.
Hey, listen, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything about it. All right.
You told me this offline, man. What are you talking about?
I heard.
That's where I got it from.
Look at you lying again. Omar Rodriguez said Eric snitching like White Mike from The Wire.
Oh my God.
You know what? What he's got going for him is
who, me or White Mike?
His dad.
Yeah, for sure.
His dad can get him out of this. Again, I'm guessing. Yeah. I'm speculating, of course.
So what does he do? Okay, so does he come back here? He's got property here. What happens to his property? You can't really seize it, can you?
His wife is an American citizen. She's not going to go anywhere. Yeah. He's got children here.
Yeah,
they're not going anywhere. So if she decides she wants to sell the property for him, and she can come back, she can go to Mexico with him.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Because guess what?
He's got a nice spot in LA. Did you see his house?
Yeah, he's got a beautiful spot. He lied.
Nice spot, man.
Once you lie on your green card application, you're done. You can't get citizenship. So
that's right.
His wife is going to probably have to sell the house, and if she wants to stay with him, she's going to have to go back to Mexico, I guess.
Tone says Eric's like an Ohio. Tone says Eric's like an Ohio version of Nicky Barnes.
Listen to Georgie.
Yeah, what did Georgie say? Mexican people hating Eric. Mexican people, Eric hating the ancestors. Yeah, Trump's not messing around, man. Everybody's going, man. Everybody's going.
That's right.
I'll be doing the show from Mexico next week.
They're gonna denaturalize Eric.
I know, right? I'll be live from Alligator Alcatraz next week.
They're trying to take that guy Mamdani's freaking citizenship away.
He just won an election, or he just won a primary, or something.
No, that guy just beat the establishment, man. He was up against it. He was. Yeah,
you gotta respect. He was up against the big guy, Cuomo and everybody, like a lot of big guys, man.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not a huge fan of Cuomo. I'm glad he beat Cuomo. I really am.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, he's a different kind of cat, man. So
yeah, he's a good speaker too.
Now, I guess. Yeah, he really is.
Listen, if the people vote for him, then he's got the nomination. Let him run. Let the people decide elections.
Spirit of Justice, thank you so much. Right. He said, if Eric gets deported, I'm protesting.
No, he's not getting deported. He's not getting deported.
You never know. Never know. Like I said, Alligator Alcatraz from me next week.
I got connections. You're not going anywhere. Trust me.
Beeb Industry is going to help me out. HR. Right. Tyson Fury, Beeb, you're responsible for this guy.
I know. I
haven't heard.
I vouched for him for years.
Listen, I haven't heard him say he's coming back.
No, I watched him at I think I watched him at the IBA. He was at the IBA conference. And he was kind of hinting at it, like he'd fight. He said, I'd fight Joshua tomorrow and all this and that. So yeah, he hasn't, but to your credit, you're right. He hasn't actually made it official. But I guess Spencer Brown was at that same event, and he said that Fury was coming back too. So yeah. And then Turki Alalshikh said he was coming back, but it has not been an official announcement.
Live from Eric's restaurant in Mexico, Eric's Tortas. Toe says Robbie might drop dime after the show. Turki Alalshikh said of Tyson Fury's comeback, I talk with him and I have his word to have him in Riyadh season in 2026. We have a rabbit to hunt. Who? Who does he fight? It's got to be Joshua. That's the only person it could be, right?
I hope it's not Usyk 3.
Nobody wants to see Usyk a third.
I don't want to see Usyk 3.
Again, take a lesson from the Katie Perry fight or the Katie Taylor fight.
Katie Taylor fight, yeah. Katie Perry.
Yeah, right.
I see that.
Yeah, right. I'd pay for that, I mean, look, man, who else? I mean, again, you've lost to Usyk twice. I don't want to see you a third time. Yeah, it's going to be more of the same. Not to mention, you've been off for a minute.
You're older. You're older. You probably put on tons of weight that you got to take off. Like,
yep.
Again, when you live the Fury lifestyle, okay, and you're 36 years old and you're clinically obese, right?
Oh, why you got to fat shame him? That's messed up. That's
explained to you. This is tough love. I don't want people to take heart attacks. I don't want people to take heart attacks. I don't want people to take strokes. I don't want people to go into diabetic comas. I wish the best for everyone. This is just a helpful hand from the Beeb. I pull people into the light and take them out of the darkness. That's what I was put here for. So, yeah, I mean, this guy's clinically obese. He's going to come back. Who knows what he's doing? Partying, drinking, whatever.
Yeah.
36 years old. That body.
This is the fight. It won't happen, but this is the fight to make. Him and Zhang.
Oh, I like that fight.
That's a great fight to make, man.
I don't mind that fight.
Nope. What if you're a functional 290?
No, there's no. I've gotten off that. I've talked to my team here, the health professionals, the physical trainers, the physical trainer wing of Beeb Industries. We're not even gonna use that terminology anymore. You know why? Because we don't want to promote obesity anymore. We want Americans to be lean, mean, fit, and productive citizens. That's what we're shooting for.
That's why we're getting rid of all the vaccines and stuff, right? I'm saying. I don't know.
What does vaccines have to do with fucking obesity?
You said healthy. We want you to be healthy.
You can still get Ozempic shots.
Oh, that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded. You're a very rude person.
We're just not going to force people to take vaccines that don't work. That's all.
That don't work.
We're going to give them a choice.
Tone says Frank wants Fury to fight the winner of Usyk and Daniel Dubois. I'm sure he does.
Sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. But, I don't know.
He's got to fight Joshua first. He's got to fight Joshua.
If he's going to fight anyone, it's got to be Joshua, right?
Right.
It's got to be. Who else is out? I mean, and who else makes any sense? He's not going to fight Zhang. I love the fight, but he's not going to fight him.
No,
That fight makes sense, but he's not going to fight that dude because there's no money in it.
Do you think Zhang retires? Because he's like 40, almost 42 years old now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a bad knockout too.
Yeah. So I think Joshua's got to be the guy. But then they were talking about, does he make more money with Fury? Does he make more money with Jake Paul?
Who, Joshua?
Yeah.
But
it's a big fight.
They were saying that Jake Paul fight would have to be in 2026, and I'm guessing later in 2026, not early.
Right. So it wouldn't even matter. That fight's even off the table.
You think if someone like Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul, do you think he kind of takes it easy on him, or do you think he just blows him out of there?
I think if Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul,
do you think he fights
what Joshua did to what's his face? But
Ngannou, he's a big guy. Yeah, you're right, Eric.
Joshua ain't gonna. No, once he put the gloves on and you're in that ring, I don't care who's across from. He's looking to tear your head off. It's not. There is no mercy.
He won't go easy on him, right?
No, 100% no, absolutely not. No, because you let him slide and he catches you. You want to get him out of it. You want no doubt left.
Because Jake Paul's probably not going to play with him.
No way. All right.
Joshua threw him up.
Parental advisory for this next one. De La Hoya.
Oh,
your boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, my God.
Post unhinged text from Ryan Garcia. So here's what happened. So Oscar De La Hoya, I guess they were arguing. Ryan Garcia sent him a text, and De La Hoya said, okay, took the text and posted it on social media. All right. So let me read you what Oscar posted and then what Ryan sent him. Unfortunately, Ryan Garcia is having another episode. 10 days ago, he's talking about God and finding his path. Then tonight, he sends me this rant while watching his fellow Golden Boy fighters win. Bipolar disorder is very serious, and I hope he gets the help he needs. First of all, that's kind of a messed up thing to say, especially since, you're his promoter. And then he posts a screenshot of what was sent to him. First of all, F you, especially for one disrespecting me with that shitty contract because I lost, but I'm actually your only current star fighter. You can suck a dick, and I know you already do, so fuck you. You can kiss my ass. His words, not mine. I'll beat Raleigh's ass and whoever. I can't wait till I go up against you again like I did with Duarte to see your stupid ass face again looking stupid. Fuck you and that stupid offer, bitch. I'll slap the fuck out of you just like Canelo and Berlanga. I think and that was the end of it. So the one thing to me that was so troubling about this is that he sent this to Oscar. Oscar posted it. He has he doesn't care if Ryan's messed up. You don't post stuff like that. He's skewered on social media, by the way, for that. But why would you do that? I mean, really? You know
what's crazy, Eric? When you look at this is happening all the time now. Can people have private conversations with each other without one of the people posting the conversation? You see this all the time. Text messages that were sent in confidence and expected to be a private conversation. Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I'm very careful texting people now that I don't know. Yeah. People you know what I'm saying?
Well, you never text me anymore. So ever since I've shared all our conversations online. So
I use the burner phone to text you now.
The burner phone?
But right. The type of society we have now where everything has to be posted to social media. There's no privacy anymore. And De La Hoya,
you're trying to make money with this guy.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And it's obvious. It's quite obvious this guy's got some issues.
Yeah.
So is this really helpful to him by posting this and trying to embarrass him and make him look bad? This guy's got enough problems.
You're supposed to be helping this dude. He's paying you.
You are promoting him. You're promoting him. So you're giving him all this negative PR.
By the way, he's right. He's still his only star. He is. Who's bigger than Ryan Garcia over there? Nobody.
Nobody. I think Virgil Ortiz has a lot of potential, but he's not there yet.
Well, you can't make a living off potential.
Yeah, he's
Ryan
not
Garcia's
there yet.
already there.
And
Win or
Zerto
lose.
is there, remember. Zerto
Yeah.
is there.
Zerto's not a big name.
Yeah.
He's not. Like it or not, he's not a household.
These are all good fighters you're mentioning, Robert. But again, you're talking about commercial
Right.
value. Ryan Garcia has
Yeah.
the most commercial value over there.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Absolutely. 2 big fights coming up in November for Riyadh season. Babe, I'm excited. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman is set for the co-main in November for Riyadh season, to kick off Riyadh season. Love that fight.
It's a good fight.
Devin Haney, Brian Norman. I love it.
What do you like in that fight?
Devin Haney.
Really?
I like Devin Haney.
I like Norman in that fight.
I think it's going to be good. It's going to be good, man.
But it is a 50-50 fight. There's no doubt.
It's a good fight. I mean, Norman isn't that, Haney's got a lot more experience, a lot bigger talent, a lot of, you know what I mean?
Big
But
fights, bigger
Norman
names, like you said, more
coming in,
experience.
man. It's a 50-50 fight to me.
It really is.
And David Benavidez, this is so amazing. David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde, main event for November Riyadh season. I love that fight.
Too.
I love that fight.
This is a can't miss style matchup.
Yeah. And Fight Doctor says, shout out to Devin Haney for taking the big risk. I agree with him. I agree. He was going to fight Teofimo. Devin's not. He's not. He doesn't shy away from competition.
Listen, Devin can be a 3-division world champion.
Yeah.
He's building up the resume.
Yeah. I agree, man.
Yeah.
That Benavidez Yarde fight, man. What about that, though?
That's a great fight.
Oh,
That's crazy, right?
I like that fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Good stuff. All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on X at jhabib1 and find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporter.com. You can find me on X at ringside73. And guys, we will see you next week.